Good morning. It's Vijay here. Today is Thursday, 17th October 2024. Today is also the weekly settlement of Nifty. Uh, so this is one of those last weekly settlements. We got about four more before the when everything changes. But weekly settlement Nifty remains. Yesterday was the weekly settlement of the Bank Nifty. So yesterday, overall, if you look at it, the market was very dull, and there was a good amount of buying and selling in the broader market. There was a lot of buying, there was a lot of selling in the main indices. So it was very tricky for both the buyers and for the sellers. In fact, yesterday to make money would have been very, very difficult, but that's what a dull market does. So the title of today's topic is Never Short a Dull Market. This is basically common sense technical analysis. People talk of various things in technical analysis. One of the things I've learned over the last 30 years is you must never short a dull market. More often than not, it will give you a surprise on the upside rather than on the downside. So let's just, before we go to that, let's see what happened yesterday and then we will analyze that point. So yesterday, Nifty declined this for second session. Basically, Trent, which was going up like anything, lost, and M&M was one other four-wheeler. Of course, the other four-wheelers, did not do well. Maruti did not do anything great. But Nifty mid-cap also did not do too well. The small cap, 250, went up for the seventh session. That's what I'm mentioning. If you look at only the mainline indices, they're not looking good. They did not look good yesterday, but something was happening in the market which is very different from what the big boys are showing. Realty gained, uh, Realty advanced, then PSU Bank tried to go up, but it has closed flat. Surprisingly, Bank of Maharashtra has not done anything, even though the CMD has spoken very highly of what Bank of Maharashtra will do for the next 18 months. So, even with such good guidance, Bank of Maharashtra is not doing well. South Indian Bank has come with results. We have to see how that will do. There will be a lot of results coming from PSU banks in the next 2 weeks. I think what it is happening in PSU banks is that it's just waiting for some trigger. From where the trigger will come, we don't know, but one is waiting for some trigger. Nifty IT declined, auto also declined, metals declined. Metals declined because I think people are losing hope on the China play. Pharma also was not in any good shape. It was basically IPCA lab, which had shot up the last few days, came down. FMCG is in under pressure because I think the rural economy, which is supposed to do well, I don't think it is doing as well as what people were expecting. Even in the urban economy, you could see the DMart results did not live up to expectations. So Nifty Bank, basically Federal Bank and IndusInd Bank both came down. Federal Bank had gone up the previous 2 days, so that was no surprise. So FIS and DIS, FIS have sold about 3,400 crores, about close to 1,200 crores more than the DIS. What is important to note is every single day, FIS selling is coming down. So it started about 8 to 10,000, 6,000, 5,000, 4,000, and now we're in the 3,000 figure. So I think selling there is exhausting. That is why the market is not going up, neither going down, because there is selling at higher levels from the FIS. Now, this is an important thing which you may want to know before the season, before the Deepavali festival season. Government has hiked DA, which means it will add a little bit to the inflation. We need to keep that in mind. They have also increased the MSP for Rabi crops for the season 25-26. They have increased the wheat MSP by about 150 per quintal. All this is normal, but it will add to inflation going forward. Global equities, US had done poorly the previous day. Yesterday it fought back, 0.8% up. S&P 0.5% close to. Nasdaq was relatively flat. FTSE did very well yesterday, but DAX and CAC did not do too great. Now, commodities, Brent is under pressure because Israel says they will not bomb Iranian oil facilities or nuclear facilities, only military installations. So there is that feeling that oil will not flare up. but it is in a narrow range of $70 to $76 on the Brent. So now we are sitting at about 74 half. We went in fact below 74 during the course of the evening. Gold tried to hit a new all-time high, but it has been sold off from the high, but it is still flirting with the new all-time high. Silver went up above 32, 32.4, 32.6. Then it got hammered to close below 31.74, which is of course higher than the previous day, but still significantly off the highs. All the other base metals did nothing. And yesterday, one very important decision which the government of India took was that they are going to they approved the coastal shipping bill, which means you can see today some activity in shipping companies like GE Shipping. Just keep a watch on that. So yesterday, as far as the corporate developments, Reliance Industries finally announced the record date as October 28th for declaring the bonus. Railtel Corp. This is a very interesting stock. See, Railtel Corp was basically a railway company supplying software and hardware and telecommunication equipment to railways. Now they have moved out to data center. So they got some 3 orders which are completely outside the scope of the railways. So you had the first order coming. It's a small order, but still 14 crore order from ICDS Commissioner Maharashtra. Then they received another order from Controller General of Defense. There's another 21 crore order. And then they received another work order for 51 crores from Kavaratti Smart City. So while these orders are small, what it is saying is the direction which Railtel is taking now is towards data centers, which is going to be the new big thing. Railtel has gone up 5 times in the past 1 year, so it is expensive, but there is some scope for this to do well among other railway stocks. Cochin Shipyard government finally came up with their disinvestment. They sold 2.5% and they've sold another 2.5%. So 5% is big, and so that is how I think disinvestment will start. Bajaj Auto came up with very good results. However, it did not meet market expectations, so there may be volatility, but I still think these results are very good. Infosys is coming up with results today, but that will be aftermarket. So one has to look at to what is likely to happen. But I feel Infosys and tech now has got the momentum, and they should do well. So now coming to coming to the main topic, I would like to share. See, this is what happened. These are dull markets. You see, between January 8th and 13th May, the market really never went anywhere. It was between 22,500 and 21,500 actually. Now, then you see suddenly it took off. So this is what the dull market is. Including me, I was not sure what was happening. I was bearish, bullish, because the market was behaving like that. But when you look at it from perspective, then you realize it's a dull market, and more often than not, it will go on the upside. So you saw an upside, then you move to July when a market crossed 24,000 for the first time. This incidentally is a weekly chart. So just look at it that way, when I look at it with that perspective. And then, it took off in somewhere in late September, but again, it has come back to the range of below 25,000 or around 25,000. So we have had a 1,000-point range here, then another 800 to 1,000-point range in this. So if you look at it on a daily basis, excepting for these 2 days and these 3 days, 3 weeks, otherwise for nearly about 12 weeks, we have stuck in a narrow range of 800 points. Now, which way will it go? Most people are expecting it will go down because they feel below 25,000 is not good for the markets. And I feel there is a good possibility it will go up. Why do I feel like that? Because we are moving towards the festival season. Generally, markets are stable and things will go up after Deepavali, what I've observed in 80% of the time. So I expect the markets to go up as far as Nifty is concerned. Then there's a lot of pessimism in the markets. And now FI investment is coming down, disinvestment is coming down. And look at the broader market. The broader market is doing well. So therefore, there is a very good possibility. Nobody can be sure 100%, but there is a very good possibility that the market, the next move should be up. Because every time it gets beaten, it is bouncing back. But the bears will say every time it is bouncing back, it is getting beaten. So it depends on which way you want to look at it. So that is my way of looking at it is in a positive manner. Nikkei came up with Nikkei macro was bad, so Nikkei is down about 185 points. Then Hang Seng is opened up slightly higher, and China market is virtually flat. What you need to watch is the USD JPY, which you see there was a lot of hue and cry in July end, and that's when it crashed the entire global markets because the yen became stronger. Now, if you see on a weekly, we have now moved. This is the third week when it is doing well. So basically, what it means is that the carry trade, which people were scared of, has now again come back to play, which means more liquidity. And today, the ECB is supposed to reduce the interest rates, so it will add more liquidity. Japan is talking of a new stimulus package, more liquidity. If you have so much of liquidity getting into risk assets, sooner or later it will come to India. It's just a matter of time. I'm very hopeful. And as usual, we will be doing buy on decline. And I'm looking at Reliance, HDFC Bank, as and Bajaj Auto and Infosys as four shares which I would like to buy on decline today on an intraday basis. Of course, we hold positions in all these scripts, not in the Infosys, for a long term on basis, both swing trade as well as for long term basis. So this is where we are going. I am continuing to be positive. BTFD buy today for Deepavali, but please note that I am not a SEBI registered advisor. Please understand these are my personal thoughts. And if you like some cutting edge analysis like this, which is slightly different from just reading out the data, then I would like you to tell your friends to come and subscribe. Its subscription is free, so that it will give me that impetus to do more and more and get you more and more relevant data, which will help you make decisions, profitable decisions. So whatever you do today, I hope it is successful. Thank you for joining me.